Let's talk about the Ranger Long Distance Missile Cruiser. Originally a Pycon specialist design, the Ranger class cruiser has more recently become popular throughout the 12 colonies. Its combination of long-range dominance and skirmisher-range turret configuration makes it a highly effective all-rounder in any strike group. Well, yes and no. It doesn't really have anything to counter fighters. So that is why we are going to be using it against the Arachne to see how well it fares against the Cylon sort of equivalent. This is, I don't think it's quite as beefy as the Janus, but it definitely is a lot more. Oh, mines. Yeah, it's only, in terms of armor, it's only half as beefy. In terms of health, it's 5% more fragile. This thing is not as good as the Janus in terms of like sheer health numbers. However, ammunition numbers. This thing might be a little bit cheaper. This is like 950. But it makes up for it in other ways. 25 units, top speed movement. And its turrets are once again spread out in a similar fashion of the Janus. There is one key difference and one really important thing though. There's gaps right here. I hate these gaps. In theory, you could use these gaps to sneak in fighters and bombers, and this craft would not be able to do anything about it. This thing is not designed to take on fighters. It is designed to take on other warships of similar or larger size.
So say we all.
And
I hate the quiet before the first shot.
they're launching their fighters. I don't see them, which is problematic. I've learned my lesson from the fight with the Janus. Now, where is this guy? Okay, let's just launch this over.
PCM's
here.
prepped. Trigger zone detected.
I don't know
Action
if
stations. Set condition 1 throughout the ship.
I don't know if the Cylons or the A like going to the right, but we'll go with that assumption.
Yes, sir.
And they're gonna enter my Dratus range probably next turn, which is great. We'll see what the Ranger Cruiser
Trigger zone detected.
Alright, so they see me.
I've got a tube of firepower waiting to make a
And
new friend.
yeah, this is gonna be problems. Time to slow down. Rise.
Yes,
this
Commander.
up, and I'm gonna have to launch another PCM because that PCM is not going to work. Actually, can't cancel that. That PCM is probably too far forward. Let's put this just a little further back. Hopefully that will take out the nuke. Otherwise,
Get him, get him, get him!
And maybe they're not gonna fire their nuke. Oh, there's the nuke. Boom! Yes! Alright. We saw the max radius range. Looks like to be about 58 or 60. The max turret range is probably going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 58. Which is, you know, where it ought to be, I guess. And we're just gonna wait till this chap gets into our radius range so that I can, you know, see him and shoot at him. Any minute now. There he is. And let's fire a nuke at this dickhead. Time to slow down and climb.
Yes, Commander.
Similar strategy to the Ranger that you could apply to the Janus, but the Ranger definitely has more of an emphasis on combat.
Ranger is taking damage.
Ranged combat specifically. And support, because it's not as durable, just like foolhardily almost as durable as the Janus, you probably don't want to be sending this one in.
Ranger is
front
taking
lines.
damage.
And I honestly don't know why the Ranger hasn't destroyed this thing yet. At least it's only got one nuke.
Solution updated. Target acquisition maintained.
There it is.
So say we all.
Let's just kind of dance around. Is that thing still in range? Oh yeah.
Reloading!
Death from above. It's unfortunate that its turret setup are kind of like this, because it almost suffers from the same problem that maybe not the Janus, but the Defender suffers from, and other ships that have, you know, firepower below them. The bottom of their hull is their weak point. I mean, I could be going at them with broadsides, yes, but because the broadsides don't really have an upwards firing arc, as it were, it's very easy to engage these guys just by being at higher elevation. I mean, look at this. It's a little slow, but the Arachne can't shoot at me.
If we haven't used up the whole armory, it's a good thing.
Like, it takes a little while longer, but, you know, vertical warfare wins fights in Battlestar Galactica.
I hate the quiet before the first shot.
Here they come.
Action stations. Set condition 1 throughout the ship.
Yeah. It looks cool, and it handles much better than the Janus. However, it doesn't really have the firepower to be as foolishly aggressively as you can
I've
be
got
with
a
the
cube of
Janus.
firepower waiting to make a new friend.
It's almost like
Get him, get him, get him!
it's almost like this ship would perhaps be better partnered up with the Janus, where the Janus is kind of in front and the, you know, the meat shield, and this one was doing all the supporty things. Like, load up your Janus with nukes, load this thing up with countermeasure and debris field to kind of keep the fighters at bay. Like, and have this one kind of prioritize the fighters. Like, have them be in really close, tight formation. And just let them wreak havoc on Cylon ships. They both have an advantage at high elevations.
Solution
with
updated.
bottom
Target
mounted
acquisition
weapons.
maintained.
They would be, again, if they're at the same elevation slugging it out, I think they would perhaps be at more of an advantage. But if you got a ship that
Reloading.
has dedicated top or bottom facing weapons, you should use them in this game, because they are kind of rare on both sides. So you should take advantage of the fact that this guy can just kind of float above a ship and take pot shots at it until it explodes after dropping a nuke on them. Because they won't be able to fight back unless they're using their fighters. Or they have another ship at, you know, a similar elevation.
If we haven't used up the whole armory, it's a good.
It's over, Anakin. I had the high ground.